Alright, Smitty, this is going to be my attempt at doing a build video for you. I guess I'm going to go ahead and start with the armor. Right here we have twice more star. We've got 5 pieces of medium, actually 6 pieces of medium, and 1 heavy. Now there's a couple of reasons for that. One, that extra piece of heavy really seems to go a long way as far as giving you protection, and the other side of it is the undotted passive. When you have undotted metal, you get a 2% bonus per type of armor that you have on. My current bonus is 4%. I could go as high as 6% if I threw say a light piece in there, but I really didn't want to do that as it messes with the critical rating and the regen and all that, and I'm pretty happy where I'm at, so that's what I ended up doing. Now the twice more star, on the surface it doesn't really look like it's all that great as far as anything goes. You know, you look at it and all you see is 2 monochrome boons. Well, you know, that's nice, but there's nothing that hits you right off the bat. But you going into it, I have the shadow and the thief. The thief gives you around, with divines, right around 17% extra critical, and the shadow gives you about 18.3% extra critical damage. Right now we're sitting at 54% critical. There's 2 ways, actually, you know, there's another way you can make your weapons in the trait that allows for the extra critical. But I like sharpen on my weapons because sharpen really seems to get things done. It penetrates armor and all that. So I don't really use that. Typically, what I use is these potions. Pop a weapon power potion, and now my critical is at 64%. Well, we're talking 64% times 1.5 and add another 18.3% on top of that, and now you're looking at some really good hitting power. You know, all those things multiply out pretty well, so that's why I use the setup that I use. There's a couple ways you can go here. Now, right now, I've got the Night Mother as my added weapons. What I could end up doing is going with the Draugr Hulk set, and I haven't been able to get that just yet. But well, let's see, where is it? The Draugr Hulk, or Hulk and Draugrs set, will give you about another 5,000 or so stamina, and that'll really add up as in terms of, you know, what it can do and what you can do with your stamina and all that. Right now I'm running around with about 31k stamina. If I was to equip myself with a Draugr Hulk on drink, I could still have 36k stamina. If I wanted to go, you know, with food, I could go on up to 41k. Generally speaking, I've gone with this stuff just because it, let's see, where is it? It gives me max health of 5,000, which on PvE is really pretty important in stamina recovery. I find that I'm always needing stamina recovery food, just because, you know, if you're in a delve or something like that, and you're going in a long and drawn out battle, there doesn't really seem to be a way around it. Food, you always run out, but stamina recovery, you're in pretty good shape. Now this one I can use in Cyrodiil. It gives me max stamina and stamina recovery. My health goes up in Cyrodiil due to the battle passive. So that's what I use as far as food sets. And I'm going to be going for the hulking Draugr set once I get far up enough, get enough pieces collected and that sort of thing. Next thing I want to do is go to the skill set, and this is what I have equipped. I have Resolving Vigor to get up to I believe it's level 5 in PvP in Cyrodiil. Bloodthirst is my second attack. Bloodthirst works because it heals you as it does damage. It's kind of my main way that I can heal as I'm attacking somebody. Steel Tornado is the morph you want to have. It really it does a lot of damage, especially as their health gets lower. It really starts to hit hard. I've had it go up as high as 19k. This is a very good damage over time. And this, you'll find this under your Ardent Flame abilities. Does a lot of damage, and due to the passives, it slows your enemies down by 30%. All these passives help with that. My next is Volatile Armor. Now, this one really increases your physical and spell resistance. As you can see, my spell resistance is about 18k. Physical resistance is 16k. Well, I popped this, and now I'm at 21k and 23k. So it really helps as far as that. The second thing that this does is it enacts this passive here with the Draconic power ability slotted. Increases your health recovery by 5%, increases your healing recede by 12%. So, just to demonstrate, I'm going to do a Vigor. As you can see, it's 1.9, critting at 3.5. Now, if I do that, we're looking at a 4.0 crit. Now another thing, once I pop a weapon power potion and I buff up, then I try it. It goes up to 3.8. Hit that. And now I'm healing at 4.3. This will heal you at 2.0k. So, as you can see, all this stuff really helps your vigor as far as keeping you alive. Now, there's another ability you could slot here, and that's under the dual wield. That is Blood Craze. This is a very good ability. It doesn't hit as hard as Venomous Claw, but Blood Craze will heal you over time as well. So, I guess keeping that going, plus your vigor, rally, you know, what will really heal you over time for a long time. And going over here, this is my two-handed bar. I have Executioner, Stampede, Dizzying Swing, Vigor once again, and I went with the forward momentum instead of rally. The main reason is it gives you immunity from snares, and it'll free you from snares and that sort of thing as well, which this game is full of, and I really enjoy that side of it. Now, as far as ultimates, I like using Flawless Dawnbreaker on my Steel Tornado. Reason being, it gives me an extra 5% weapon damage. Plus, if we go into the passives here, increases weapon damage by 3% for each fire ability slotted. So we're looking at 8%, and that really helps. Since I'm using dual wield a lot, I like keeping this here on this bar. It's really very helpful. Now, I also like keeping Take Flight on one of my bars just because it's fun and it actually does a lot of damage, knocking people back and that sort of thing. Now, on my bow bar, I know you've seen me see my gank. I usually use Lethal Arrow, and then to empower it, I use Radiant Mage Light. And there's a couple other things I put on here. This Dragonfire Scale reflects projectiles, so if you're going for an enemy base and you're getting shot with arrows and everything, you can reflect all that back to them, and at a rate of 35% additional damage to the attacker. I've had people shoot at me with stuff and kill themselves because of it. Now going over here, Igneous Weapons gives you added major brutality and increasing your spell damage and weapon damage by 20%. It also helps your allies around you. And usually there's a couple ways you can go. This is kind of a flux spot. Usually I like either putting, you can put Vigor here, or you can go with the Shuffle. Shuffle will really help you dodge. It looks cool, and it'll help you dodge arrows and different things like that. So it's a nice ability to have. Usually when I'm out in Cyrodiil, though, I have this slotted here, and that will allow me to move fast. Now, I remember you were asking me about how I was able to move as fast as I was the other day, and that falls under the dual wield skill, Quick Cloak. Now, Quick Cloak will give you major expedition for 5 seconds, and it doesn't really cost that much to cast, so you can sprint and use this and really kind of cover some ground. It's a nice as far as getting out of the way of enemies and that sort of thing. Now going over here, going to get rid of this. bow ability slotted. As you can see from the tooltip, it's not really that high. It's 11.6. So if I went and buffed it, now I'm at 12.7. Okay, if I buff it and I hit a radiant mage light, all of a sudden I'm at 15.3. So it's been pretty high. When I'm wearing my Hunting's Rage combo and I'm out in Cyrodiil with the buffs, I've had it go as high as just under 19k, so that can really do a lot of damage. Typically, when I'm out in Cyrodiil, I will run, I've got pieces of Hunting's Rage. Usually I go with 5 medium and 2 heavy, just because I have them. Ideally out in Cyrodiil, you want to have a lot of impenetrable armor that will give you a lot of critical resistance. I think mine came out to 21.99. So my impenetrable will it'll shield me for about 33% on a critical hit, leaving critical hit to only hit me for 17% more. Now I could go a little bit more on that, and I might in the future, but basically that's where we're at. Trying to think what else. Always have your passives filled up from medium armor. All these things matter a lot. Have at least 5 pieces of medium. That'll increase your weapon damage by 12%. It'll also give you a lot more critical. Heavy armor, it's good to have at least 1 piece. That really helps you out a good bit. As far as, you know, it doesn't seem like it should matter as much as it does, but it, you know, when you're out there, it really seems to help just to have 1 heavy. And I would make it a big piece, like a chest or something like that, you know, just because there's that much more. Now going over to Werewolf. I chose the Werewolf Berserker. Now, when you're in werewolf form, it says light attacks that cause your enemies to bleed for 9k. But I've seen when I'm in werewolf form, that number jump up to right around 17, 18k. And I don't know why it lists it that way, but it does. It goes up to right around that number, and it does a lot of damage. And when you use Ursyn's Rage, that'll jump your weapon damage up 10%, and that will actually stack with these potions. You can use that and this, and it will stack for you, giving you extra critical as well. So that's a real help. Ferocious Roar. That's a good way to fear your enemies, and I use that a good bit, especially in PvP. Hell, Agni, that does a lot of damage. It seems like with my Hunting's Rage and Warrior Stone combo, I would hit for about 30k. Claws of Life is a real good way to get your health back. If you can hit like 6 enemies, you know, with that, basically you get health back for all those enemies, and that heals you for quite a bit. And of course, always have your passives, have all your passives all filled out. I'm trying to think about what else there is that I can tell you. I'm going to go ahead and show you a quick bow gank. Now, typically when I'm out in Cyrodiil, I use the Hunting's Rage combo, and the reason for that is players will have a critical resistance, whereas you know, mobs, you know, if you're out in the dungeons and that sort of thing, they have resistance, but just not critical resistance. 55%, and do 11 power potion. I'm at 65%, 66. Now, when I do that, I try to use igneous weapons. The reason being is in the Earthenheart passives, you get minor brutality, and I think that is right at around 8% added weapon damage, so that is actually superior to rally or buffing on, unless you have those passives. So hitting that, you can see basically what is happening there with that. You're just buffing the damage, and as you do, it really starts to add up. So I guess that is probably about all I have to say on that. Yeah, I would, this is the combination that works the best for me. And as far as if you wanted to go with a little bit more weapon damage and that sort of thing, Hunting's Rage, Magnetic combo is probably the thing we have for that. Actually, Hunting's Rage and Crowder would actually probably be a little bit better. And use the Warrior Stone. I had dual wield abilities with the Hunting's Rage on go up to about, I think my weapon damage is right around 4.4, 4.5k on the dual wield, a little bit less for the two-hand, and it's been as high as 4.3 on my bow. At that point, you're really able to get out there and gank people. You just hit them once or twice. Usually it takes a couple times to hit them from stealth. And, you know, it's bye-bye, they're gone. One other thing I guess I should probably talk about is the Earthenheart passives. Now, a lot of these passives are really important, but the Earthenheart passives tend to be one important the most. Of course, this increases your duration. That or when you activate an ultimate ability, the ultimate will restore health, magicka, and stamina. and now it's increased by 70% of the elephant's cost. There's a vague phrase for you. I don't know what that means, but basically you get a lot of resources back. You might be down to like half of your stamina, and you pump, say something here like Flawless Dawnbreaker, you can pop that, and it'll jump your stamina right back up to about 100%. Now this is a very important passive to have. Of course, you know where to get that out in Deshin. You can get it a number of ways. You can go out to Deshin and just find the pledges and get in a group and just go through the pledges and that sort of thing. It doesn't really take that long for you to get it once you get started on it. It seems like it took me maybe a week or something like that, just doing pledges and that sort of thing. I guess that's about it as far as the build goes. I've really enjoyed it, just because I didn't used to be able to do a lot of the things that I'm doing now. I just didn't have the ability to go through and do the dungeons, and that sort of thing. I wasn't nearly as proficient at it as I am now. So it's been a lot of fun, just because you're able to go out with people who do a whole lot more in terms of damage and that sort of thing, going through dungeons. You're just a lot better off. While I was gone, I missed the game and I started watching YouTubes on it, and there's been some really notable channels that have really helped as far as the education factor. And I know that Outcast was one of them. A lot of his videos are really good. I'll put a link in the description. And he's got a really excellent bowgang build that he's used, and it works really well. I've kind of got my own version of it, and my version using the huntings seems to work out pretty well as well, at least for me. I guess these days, though, I really enjoy the PvP aspect of it. One of the reasons that I've not been so, or as active in the PvP is there's a lot of unbalance out there, and one of the biggest things about the PvP is there's I guess what you call proc sets, and there's a couple of them. Viper's Sting seems to be one that comes to mind. There's a lot of Nightblades out there that will go into stealth, and they'll come out of stealth and hit you. Well, if they've got Viper Sting, you know, that can hit for like 5-6K, and that can take a lot of your health, and from there it doesn't take long. You might not even ever see the person that hit you. And Cyrodiil has a lot of lag issues, and there's been that unbalance going on, so it's not as popular as it used to be. it's just not, it's not the same out there. I still have fun with it. I guess I just don't do it as much. You know, I really enjoy just the PvE aspect of it, walking around, doing dungeons, you know, going with friends on pledges and that sort of thing. And you'll find that as you get better, better at the game, you know, your fun factor is going to go up, you know, because you're going to be able to do these dungeons and that sort of thing. And just remember, you know, the whole idea of this build is crit for damage, and then on top of that, all that damage, whatever healing it does for you. So as you do damage, your healing is going to go way up. As you've seen, you know, how I've faced down monsters and that sort of thing using this. It isn't really that hard. It's just, you know, you just got to remember, build up your weapon damage and your critical. And this is the best way I've found to do this with the twice more star. It's a really good PvE set. And then on top of that, use your skill line. Anything that gives you health. This will give you health. Right here, a lot of it. Have this slotted. Have this slotted. This gives you health in the way of that extra 12% from the passives. So, you know, it's a pretty good deal. Trying to think what else I have to cover here. Anyway, I think you got the general idea, and I hope this video helps you in some ways. I don't think I would just copy and paste just what I did, but you know, find your own way about it. You know, I would go with the marksman set and try that for a bit. If you try that, you get, say, 5 pieces of jewelry and 2 pieces of medium armor, and then maybe combine it. You can either combine it with Alchemist or Hunting's Rage. You know, 5 pieces of that will work for you. I think the marksman with Hunting's Rage would probably be just about the best. And use the warrior stone for that. And your ganking abilities are pretty sure to go up as far as any of that goes. And if you're going to make a Hunting's Rage set or an Alchemist, I would recommend going with the Penetrable trait on your armor, just because it really shields you from a lot of critical damage out there. I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything else. But yeah, hopefully this will allow you to enjoy the game a little bit more. I've had a real good time with it. I've been able to run around and do a lot of different things that I never was before. And it's been real relaxing. You know, sometimes I just like to run around here in Cyrodiil or in Craglorn and pick up stuff and do random battles, and you know, it's a great pastime for me just to be able to do it, and to see my friends here and that sort of thing. I hope this video helped. I'm not really good at making these videos. Of course, I'll get better and a little more organized. But I think there's probably been a few good pointers here. Anyway, signing out. Take care.